All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Good afternoon, everybody. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, welcome to At the Close. Man, Joel, we had to start early today because there's so much going on. Let's bring up your charts on the screen. Walk me through what you're seeing in the last hour or so.
Holy moly. I'll tell you, folks, we can get to the particulars in a minute. We're up 101 handles, folks, at 42.71. We just hit 73.50. Crude is ripping. Crude's up 5.52 at 107.92. Gold catching a bid, up 12.60 at 18.83.20. Silver futures, they're in the green too by 28 cents at 22.94 and a half. Bitcoin, yeah, let's buy Bitcoin. That holds 38K again, and we're up 22.40 at 39.905. Ethereum, that's ripping too. That's up $177 at 29.47. The question is, are we going to hit last week's high? Yes or no?
Where's that at?
30 handles in the spoos.
We're already up. Math is hard. We're already up 120. So what's
we're up 105. So
what's another 30?
It's nothing, man. We're gonna be there before we blink. I don't know. I mean, how do you want to break it down? I mean, I could give you the thing is that you could have been bullish, okay, and you would have been wrong as late as 236. And man, I got tagged a little bit in the morning trying to buy it, and I caught it a little bit. I was like, it was all over the map. I mean, the only way, and I talk about it depends on the market. The only way a lot of times is catching things with stops, and that, and triggered you in. And sometimes that's a good way to get slammed. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the dynamics behind it. What did Powell do? What did Powell say? And let's look forward. Let's not look backwards. This is the past, right?
All right. So it does seem like more often than not, there is typically one or two inflection points in these press conferences, and everyone kind of hangs their hat on that. Today, the inflection point was very clear, Joel. If you look at your chart on the top left, you see, when did we bottom? What was said in that moment? It was Steve Leisman's question about a 3/4 point rate hike, and Jerome Powell said, yeah, 3/4 point rate hike, not going to happen. Not going to happen. We will do a half point. A half point today is what they did. We'll do a half point going forward. And at the very least, we'll do a 1/4 point, but we sure as heck ain't doing 3/4 of a point. And on that comment, I'm paraphrasing here. He didn't say it like that, but he said it much more diplomatically than I did. But that was the inflection point, because as soon as he said they're not going 3/4 of a point at any given point in time, then market to the moon.
Yeah, you see now, man, I'm not a huge CNBC fan, but I don't know if they're like just trying to take credit, for this rally because Leisman asked it. Because frankly, I mean, did we ever discuss 3/4 point rate hikes on our show?
No,
maybe.
But somebody somewhere did. Bullard, no. Bullard definitely said that at one point.
Bullard. You know what I can do with his nickname? I mean, I don't never even was that. I don't know. I didn't even know that was something that was on the table. I mean, to me,
it's not now. So
well, I mean, I didn't think it was before. But anyways, if you want to, look for something, then that you could say that. It strikes me odd. The thing that and the only reason that I had a little bit of the bullish tone this morning, standing up to Mitch and Dennis, is just because of the price action. Like I couldn't get that last hour on Friday like out of my head. Was it Friday or was it Monday? It was Monday. It was
Monday.
Monday,
This is
right?
Monday.
It was Monday, and I got rolled in that, man. And I'm like, and so I just like I think in my head, like, you know, what, what is the market thinking? What are the big market participants
Yeah.
thinking? And that's why I said, oh, they're fearing that they missed the dip. They're feeling that Powell's going to say something. Did he say anything about inflation being under control or getting close to being? Did he say anything like that, or am I just making
Yeah,
that up?
yeah, no, you're not making that up. He said that core inflation is
Uh huh.
looks like there are signs of its tapering there, but then in his very next breath, he said, "We don't really care about core inflation." So
Yeah.
look at that. So I don't know. I don't know. There was a lot of interesting things at this presser. First, it was the first in person press conference in 2 years, right? Because of COVID.
Nice. Nice. Yep.
And also, I think this is a first, at least since I've been following things here at Benzinga, is Jerome Powell. He opened up the press conference with a statement to the American people, um, saying like, "Yeah, inflation is high. We get it. We're trying to fix it. Everybody, bear with us." And then, like, I don't know, but towards the end of the other thing, I forget who it was now. Oh, it was the guy from Bloomberg. He asked about, hey, remember back like an hour ago when you gave that like statement to the American people? What was that about? Do you think the Fed are you afraid that you guys lack credibility right now? This is what he said.
It's so funny because um, I saw a guy at the gym this morning, and he said something about, oh, what are you going to talk on your podcast today? And I said,
Yeah,
oh, it's all about the Fed, the
yeah,
Fed and interest rates. And he just kind of like looked at me, and I don't know how much investing he does, but
yeah,
it's commonplace to us. I mean, what a tough job, and who knows? I mean, he could just be, just caking it on and and this is, and this is not true and inflation's still raging and they're not doing the right thing. But I just find with these kind of things, instead of like predicting and I just try and let like the price action kind of dictate how
yeah,
my sentiment, because I'm usually a pretty bear. I love the bear side. I'm kind of, some people would call me like a perma bear, but I'm also a contrarian, and when everyone's bearish, it's easier to be bullish. But let's you know let's look
yeah,
forward, and let's look at what the stocks have done. Let's look at and let's see if we can, help people. Like nothing we're going to say this morning or we did now is going to help. We got to help people look forward. And a tweet I
yeah,
just put out a little bit ago when the spoos were about 30 handles lower is like, if you're looking for some short-term targets, um, look at last week's highs. The spoon, they're going to be there, Spencer. Holy mackerel. That was a good call by you. We're only 13 handles away. 43.0350. That was a double top from last week. We're going to be there. So, still 25 minutes to go, but
Joe,
we're
I
ripping.
I got 3 words for you. Oh no, my audio is too quiet.
I
Oh,
heard it a little
wait,
bit.
wait,
Pumping pow, baby.
still too quiet. Let me go higher.
It's pumping pow.
There we go. It's a little better. All right. It's pump and
Whew.
Powell. We're all feeling the pump right now. Since I think I
Woo-hoo,
took you to the
baby.
gym. Man, we're pumping. Oh man, new highs of the day across the board. The SPY, the Qs, the Russell, the Dow. What is not going up right now? Is there any stock
Uh,
going up?
Lyft. My downside projections for Lyft where you could have gotten filled and then some, because I was thought 21 and a half to 22. They
Yeah.
took that puppy down to 2002, but that someone's just good call, kind of a good call by Mitch. He was calling for AMD to go red. It did go red. I'll tell you, on days like this, and I say it, but it's so much harder to implement it. I mean, you had the thing up at 97, 98, right? Comes back down. The top of yesterday's range was 92.21. right? It got to 91.70. Maybe you don't buy it at 92.21 right away, but man, if you caught that on a buy stop, if I could ever program that or get myself to follow it all the time, that's a good trick. And it doesn't always happen. Yeah, AMD did go red. It did go red. The
Yeah.
close was, wait, what was the close? That was the high of the range. Maybe I'm wrong. No, it never went red. You're right, Charlie. Charlie's new. Charlie partially. He's a smart guy. Um, it didn't go red, but I was thinking it did go. It did fill the gap at 92.21. Thanks, Charlie. It didn't go red. It went under because the close was 91.13 and the low was 91.70. So it filled the gap, but did not go red. But let's go. Let's move.
Let me just show you guys in the Benzinga Pro signals tool. It shows price spikes. It shows open, gaps up, gap ups, gaps down, and look at this. It's all new highs, price spike, new high, price spike. The only stock that is fighting this trend is ICE, and there's a very good reason for that. We can talk about that a little bit later. But it's all price spike up. Most of it, at least, is price spike up. At least in the last hour or so, everything is up. Everything is green in the last hour or so off that press conference. Bottom line here, Fed going to continue to raise rates. Oh, we didn't even talk about the runoff at all. It seems to be, and Mitch pointed this out before, and I think he was right, but I don't remember exactly what was said. In terms of the balance sheet runoff, because we know the Fed bought how many $1 trillion worth of assets in the last 2 years, and they were buying all the way up until November of last year. They're going to start that selling in June. June 1st, they're going to begin selling $30 billion of Treasury securities per month. And then in September, they're going to up that to $60 billion of selling of assets that they're selling per month. So that's going to happen, I guess, now, and go as long as it takes to get down to a reasonable amount where they were pre-COVID. I have no idea. It's going to take a long time at that rate, because they bought trillions and they're selling in
Yeah, there's a
billions.
little bit of a time, but
Yep.
you know, all right. Do you want to focus on some individual issues, or you just
I
want to do
do.
more
I
Fed
do.
speak?
Well, everything is moving in the same direction here. It is worth pointing out that we are still in the thick of the earnings season, so there's going to be a number of big names reporting tonight. Now that the Fed is out of the way, it probably makes for a little bit more of a rational post earnings reaction to the stocks going tonight. Like, for example, the stocks that are reported last night or this morning had to deal with this catalyst right on the radar. Everyone trading Lyft last night or this morning, or like, I don't know, Starbucks or AMD or whatever, Moderna, had to do so knowing that this was coming at 2:30 or 2 o'clock today. Now that that's out of the way, we can at least take these companies more for what they're saying, until, of course, Friday when we get the jobs number, and Wednesday when we get CPI. Let's go to AMD though, Joel, because AMD was the big report last night. Pretty good quarter. They talked up the Xilinx deal a lot. The stock was up big, and the pre-market gave it all back, or almost all of it back,
Yeah,
at
we
least.
did. We talked
Yeah,
about it, and it had the pre-market high, boom, and then it came in, and high beta stock, right? And it came in. Got and then just the market helped it. I mean, if we know the spoos would have, kept going down, then this would have kept going down. But high beta stock, you don't have the gap to worry about anymore.
no,
And now that hundred is on the radar. Current high 99.35. Had all those lows at 100. So I said that today, and it looks like we're going to get there today, get back and hold 100, keep on going. Got a long way to go if this is a major bottom. 50% retracement. If you want a really super juicy target, 165 to 84. What's that? That's 65, and let's call it 15. That's 80. That's 40. Attack on 40. That's 124. I mean, I don't want to get too crazy on it. No, that wouldn't be 50%. Here, let me get out my 50% tool. Getting a little excited here with the math. Oh, that's not even. We'll have to do it on the monthlies. There to there. No, I wasn't too far off on my air math. 125 if you're looking for a real long-term juicy target in AMD.
Surfer Boy 3000, a name straight out of the year 2001, is asking if we have thoughts on eBay's earnings tonight.
You
First
know,
off, first off, before we even go into the eBay chart, what is the expected move on eBay? I'll tell you. The expected move for eBay tonight, if you go to the weekly options, May 6th, at the money, call and put, and then do
think
math in
it's
your head. What is it? What is that? $4? Well, it's like just under $5. Just under $5.
okay. I don't know what their earnings are going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't know what their guidance is going to be. I don't know what they're gonna say. All I know is like this 54 is just sticking out to me like a sore thumb, and it looks like a night. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 highs in this area, and now you're poking your head above it. So I would just keep an eye on 54. Holds 54. I like it. There's some room on the upside. Good relative strength in this as far as not taking out the February and March low, but that's all I can give you. 54. Holding 54, staying 54. It looks like you got some room up. Closer to 56. Trading actively now in the 42.90 handle. 10, 11 points away from that high. Thoughts on Airbnb? I mean, you guys talked me into it today. I mean, I
No,
think we
thanks.
did. I think we did okay.
Yeah.
Triple D wasn't chasing it on that big open. Where did it come down to? I like the concept, and I told you I like going to what was the close? You didn't quite get to the close. You more than filled the gap. Um, but you like it. Got to have a good day. Having a good day here. It's going to be a lot of momentum with this thing. Like it to stay above, 155 here, and then next target comes in. Oh, there's not much as far as resistance here. I mean, and this is just on a daily basis. 163.24. That was your high back on Friday, so looks pretty open. Big volume on this big day.
I'm seeing we have a lot of new people here who are new to the show. If you're new to the show, welcome. Drop a question for us in the chat, and while you're there, drop us a like. We'd appreciate that.
If you're new, and we got to make sure we get your symbol in today. Look at Craig LeBlanc. He got into that Airbnb. No, we did a nice talk. What I liked about that is we did fundamentals, and we also talked about technicals, and that's what you need to attack this market. So, all right, Spencer, I'll
All right,
let
let's go
you.
back to the earnings for tonight. Did I bring up the calendar? I don't think I did. Let me bring up the calendar real fast. This is the schedule for tonight's earnings slate. Not complete, but more or less the bigger names, right? So eBay, Twilio, Allstate, forget Uber. They pre-reported this morning. Etsy, Marathon Oil, TripAdvisor, and Booking. Booking Holdings, which is the old Priceline. Fastly, Fortinet, Corvo. Tomorrow morning is a very big morning. Shopify, Papa John's, Penn National, Royal Caribbean, Anheuser-Busch, Cardinal Health, Wayfair. That report will probably be bad, I'm guessing. Datadog, SeaWorld, and Kellogg's. We were just asked in the chat about Twilio. So let's go there next, Joel. First, the
Boy,
expected move for Twilio here is, we'll just call it $18. I think it's reasonable. A little over $18 is your expected move on Twilio tonight.
New low of the move today, and a nice move off that. You know what's just sticking out to me on this thing? 120. You get above 120 here, and the shorts are going to be scrambling. I see this other high here at 123.21. I don't know. I see the other highs here 23.21, 24.95, 26. I mean, to me, those are minor points. What I'll say, if you're having some regret and you want them to miss, just look at whatever mid range is today because that will be your 50% retracement. So I do think you will find buy the dippers here. And if I wanted, like if I don't think we're going to get even on a bad report, if I don't think that we're going to 105.56, The low close of the move was 111.82. That was on Friday, and then you kind of matched that close yesterday at 112.30. So if I want to feel like I missed out on the Twilio and I want to miss, and I just want to throw a bid out there and lean on the low on the move, that bid would be at the 112, 112.50 area. We'll just have to see what happens with how they report, with the guidance. I mean, also we can't get too excited. One day, one move, even though it's a really powerful move.
Wait, I'm glad you just said. I was going to say the same thing. So I'm almost afraid to say this, Joel, but it seems to me the reason we're higher here across the board is because Jerome Powell put the kibosh on doing any 3/4 point rate
That
hike.
makes me bearish.
However,
That makes me bearish.
however, unless I missed it, and I was able to watch about 95% of that press conference. I didn't catch every second of it. Unless I missed it, he did not give an upper limit on how high they're willing to go, unless he said so, and I just wasn't listening at that time. The fact that the Fed is not going to go 3/4 of a point at one given time is not that's not as important.
I
as
know.
like,
I put that as like I'm glad I wasn't trying to trade off Steve Leisman's comments or whatever. I was, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me. We'll break out our Fed funds tool. We'll get
Here.
Blue on the line on Friday while you're suntanning in Vegas. Or
I'm
no,
not
you're
thinking-
going to a wedding. That's the following
I'll be in
weekend.
Maryland, man. Chill.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yep.
Speaking of the Fed funds tool, I don't think this is quite right now, because if it is right, then this column, because this is where we are right now, 75 to 100 basis points. That's where we are right now as of today. If Powell's comments are to be believed, and I believe that they are, then this should be saying 99% in this column by June, and maybe like 72% in this column by July. Unless this isn't updating right, because I don't think this
Is
is
it not dynamic? It might not be dynamic.
It might not be dynamic. But this is where we should be. We should be at the 125 to 150 basis point column, the fourth column from the end there, or fifth. That's where we should be for June, based on what Powell said today. Also, I have a confession to make. It occurred to me earlier today, Joel, that I actually have no idea how to read the Fed funds futures charts. Like, I pulled up I pulled up the June, like the June futures, and I was like, shoot, I have never actually looked at a chart before, so I don't actually know how to read this. But
This one?
Wait.
You're talking about the Fed funds one that we referred?
No. I'm referring to the actual futures. Like, you bring up.
Yeah.
You bring up the futures like the ZQ. What's the ticker? Right, it's here
ZQ.
on Thinkorswim. It's Z. Well,
that'd be confusing.
You're like ZQK 22 and ZQK 22.
I don't have that. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I don't actually know how to read those.
That's May. That's May. Is there actually a May?
Oh, yeah. M would be
ZQ. Yeah. I don't know if you need the maybe just.
I don't know.
Now,
anyway,
whatever. 96, 97, dude. 43.0350. 5. Spencer called it. We're gonna test the high. Great call, Spencer.
Bottom line here, I'm gonna put this link in the chat. This is a table from the CME which tracks the federal funds rate futures market as we blast off here. This table that we're looking at shows the probability that the market is pricing in to future rate hikes. And I would just say, if you're looking at this for the first time, know that as of today, we are. If you're looking at this as like an Excel spreadsheet, you want to look at cell what C1, C2, I guess, or C1 if that's the header. This is where we are right now. We are at the 75 to 100 basis points. That's what the federal funds rate is as of today's announcement. And Jerome Powell indicated we're going to go 50 points higher from here on out, but not more than that. Okay, let's get that table off the screen there.
Yeah, that's confusing. Okay.
It's a little confusing. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Is the stocks bubble getting bigger? Man, this isn't like an existential show, but that's a very existential question. Don't know. Don't know. I mean,
Yes, it is.
today it is. Today it
It's
is.
bigger than it was. Yeah,
Today it is.
it's
Yes.
bigger by 3.09% as we speak right now.
Yeah. Oh man, we are green everywhere. Very few stocks down today in the S&P 500. I'm looking at like what is that, like 30 stocks that are in the red at all. Um, the rest of them are green. Although Joe, we actually did have a. This is unusual. We had an M&A headline, an
Let's
acquisition
hear it.
deal.
Let's hear it.
A headline broke during. Well, it kind of broke earlier, but it was like confirmed during the press conference. Intercontinental Exchange, that is the parent company of the New York Stock Exchange, they are buying a high freak trading firm. Um,
Really?
gosh, Black Knight. Wow, BKI is the ticker. I'm blanking on the name there. They're
Really?
buying
There's a
they're buying BKI Black Knight, which was a firm that years and years ago was involved in a flash crash situation. But so if you're long BKI, congrats to you. You're getting paid today. Because
I
I
wonder
used to
if Dennis knew about this firm. We have never talked about this firm. We have
uh
never
no,
talked about this
I
firm.
don't. Anyway, they're getting bought for $85 a share, and
Hmm.
that PR hit. It was rumored this. It was reported this morning, or not this morning. It was reported a couple hours ago, but it was confirmed during the press conference. Wait a minute.
They're skeptical on this. They're
Yeah,
skeptical on that price.
BKI is at 72, and the takeout price is 85. Whoa, that's a large gap.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it right? I don't know. There we go. 4,300, 43 and a quarter, 4301,
Oh,
4302,
give it to oh, show us,
4303.
show us, show us, show us, show us.
Okay, on
Get
the
this
day I
BKI chart
even
off.
all
Get this
right, that
BKI chart off. I don't care about that.
all right, there we go. Oh, 3.5. That was the hot couple highs from last week. We just hit oh 03. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It missed it by 2 ticks, but we still got some time. But hey, close enough, right? Also, looking at your daily highs, folks. That's or your weekly highs if you're looking for a little bit of reference point. But yep, stop just short. Jammed stops at 4,300. But they're not done yet. I mean, what, 7 minutes to go? They're going to get that. But someone keeps asking about these puts in Shopify, 310 puts for May. Man, I don't know how long you've had them, but
Wait. What
I
day is today? Today is the 4th.
May
Oh, all right.
27th,
So you got
310.
you got 2 weeks. You got 2 weeks here, right? On these puts. Is that what you said?
Never say never, but I don't think they're going to expire in the money. I don't know what you paid for them or how long you had them, or if you're short them. Hopefully, you're short those puppies today. But mathematically, systematically, Joel wisdom wise, I don't see that stock going to 310 by May 27th. Now, with that being said, anything can happen, but I'd rather have like the 610 calls than the 310 puts. But maybe it
Joel,
turned.
Joel, in all seriousness, I'm looking at the SPY right now. We're up 3% on the day. I don't know the last time the SPY closed up 3% in one day. It's been a while. It has been a long time
Hi, COVID.
since I'm going back to 2020. I'm looking. I'm looking right now. I see I mean, yeah, like in the throes of the chaos, there was a couple of big days there. Oh, here's one.
How much did the spy miss it by?
May of 2020. That can't be right. Has it really been that long? Has it really been since May of 2020?
Look at this. Look
Two
at the little
years.
spider. Look at the spider. Look at SPY. Now you would have gotten filled on the SPY if you'd been out there at 29.64. And also the other high was at 28.69. So Spider, you would have gotten filled there. 29.64 was your high from last week. You got to 29.66. So a little bit of slippage, but after a kind of rally like this, I mean, I don't know. You can still probably sell here and have some nice profits on the day. 5 minutes to go.
Yeah. Oh, apparently as GS says February 24th of this year. No, I don't see. I think that was a
We have a 3% update.
no,
I
no,
can't
no.
remember.
But we opened. No, I don't think that was a 3% day. Anyway, the bottom line is today's going to be the best day for the stock market in a long time. Whether you want to say 2 months or 2 years, doesn't matter. It's a great day for stocks, a great day for every major index, for all sectors, technology, everything, oil, energy, all of it, the whole thing, just every stock. Joel Brown is asking the $1,000,000 question. Joel, what becomes of tomorrow? Uh,
Tomorrow.
what remember what we said this morning, right? Oh, what's up, Mitch? How long you been there for?
Just egging it, Got
He's
an
got
egg
egg
on
on
my
his face.
face.
He's got egg on his face. What we said this morning, right? In a bull market, uh, markets will hold rallies after there are big rallies. They will hold those gains. In a bear market, those gains will not hold. They'll give them back. We've been in a bear market for the majority of the U.S. stock market for about a year now,
This year.
right?
Yeah.
So the question is, do these gains hold? We have not been in the kind of market where I feel confident saying, yeah, these gains are going to hold. Because frankly, we've looked terrible in whatever you want to use the S&P, the Nasdaq, they've looked terrible this year, right? So I'm skeptical. I'm hopeful. I certainly am hopeful that these gains hold today, but I'm skeptical that they will.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna get back some. I mean, there's as much as chasing or whatever, but this makes you gotta really evaluate your plan here. And so you'll get some backing in, some fill in. I mean, for me, I'm pretty diligent, on the level work I do. And my highest level was 42.31.50 today, and we're about 60 handles on that. So what I do with this, I'm gonna have to rip this sheet up, and I have to go back. And yeah, I mean, it's I wouldn't be hopping in here in chasing. There will be some backing and filling. I don't know. I mean, maybe get a bad jobs data, on Friday, and that takes a little bit of
Joe,
wind out of the
you know what?
sails.
I'll
But
tell
then
you
we'll go
what.
back.
I'll tell you what. All it takes is next Wednesday morning, when we get CPI. All it takes is
Okay. Yep.
a really bad CPI number of like, I don't know, 10%. Then we're giving it all back.
Then yeah, exactly. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I
All right.
agree. And I don't know if Pump and Pal had that in his hip pocket or not.
We'll find
When they're
out, won't
doing
we?
it,
Yeah.
knowing that. But yeah, I think, I would, well, now that 03 even 0350, that's the bigger number. I mean, I would be hard to figure out where to put a bid tonight. I mean, I know whatever bid I put out there won't be low enough. It's gonna be a tough couple days. You're gonna have to let it, digest, maybe, a couple inside days or something. But now you've parked yourself so far off that low now. Now the people are like, I really missed the dip now. And now we're, what, 200, 4,300. Wait, how
I
low did
know.
we get?
I
We
know.
got to, I
Right.
can't even keep track of that.
Congrats to literally everybody who was long, who had long trades on today. Congrats to all of you
It could
because
have been, but to tough. I mean, it could have been, like I said, until
no,
the
obviously
2:30,
that's
until Steve Leisman
that's
came
the
out of the
point.
sky and blessed the market. We were on the lows. So good day in the market. One day doesn't make a market. If you're doing your homework tonight, like me, keep a track on your highs from last week. And find some daily pivots or some old settlements or something to lean on for a pullback. But Pump and
Uh,
Powell. comes to the rescue once
That's it.
again. So,
Pumping pow, baby.
All right, Joel. You'll be back tomorrow. I'm out for the rest of the week. I'll catch you guys.
oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't know you were taking Friday off too, or Thursday off too. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I don't remember getting an out of office thing.
All right. We
I'll be stuck
will.
with the two bears. I'll be stuck with Grizzly Bear 1 and Grizzly Bear 2
Man.
tomorrow.
We
And
just
Triple
had.
D is out at the Nike store right now, getting some new shoes because he might have to be doing some chasing here to get some stocks and back in his portfolio.
I think that sound I heard was Dennis sprinting back to his desk to do some buying. I think
All right, everyone. Have a
heard
good night. We'll see if these guys hold.
All right. I'm going to end the stream now. Send you over to brag testing with Christopher Yule. Before we go, though, I'm going to air my last chance to pump our event for next week. I'm going to air the hype video for that. If you're going to be in Vegas or near Vegas, or you want to be in or near Vegas next Friday and Saturday, come on over to our FinTweet conference that we are co-hosting at the Ario Hotel and Casino. Check it out whenever I find that video. Where's that video? There it is.